What is up, everybody? We're here with Rigby and Serenity from the Padre team, formerly NFT nerds, but the brain and mind share is still there. Today, we're just going to be going into Padre a little bit because we have an awesome partnership with them through MVHQ, which is going to just be really great for them, really great for us, an absolute win-win, absolute masterclass. So, I think the big thing that I wanted to get today, just from you guys and then from the audience, is a hands-on Q&A with the Padre platform. I've been playing around with this over the past couple of weeks. Have been a little distracted with stuff going on IRL, but other than that, just been using the platform a lot to trade. And then for those of you who haven't yet, you can fill out a Google form and link up your Padre account to the MVHQ rewards program. So if you go to the profile over here, you can drop MVHQ rewards. You can see we are well on our journey to 30 million in trading points, and you can see your volume down here. And the round will end in 15 days. So the more we can get this number up, the more Padre rewards we can get and get in on this Padre token airdrop. Always just, further incentive to use the platform. But I've been using it for a couple of weeks and gotta say, guys, like you really did an amazing job just with the UI. I think it's really intuitive in terms of trading. My favorite feature personally is the dip buy and the profit features. I just love the visualization of both of those features. So yeah, we can just hop in here, hop around the platform a little bit. But for anyone listening in the audience, if you haven't used Padre yet, or if you have used it and you have questions as to how to do things, how to access certain features, we're here with Rigby and Serenity to answer all of those questions, to get a sense of how all that works, to take live feedback if there's anything you want to see that's not there yet. I know I'm talking a lot, but we're really excited. So yeah, I think that sets the tone. Rigby, Serenity, anything else on your end to set the stage before we get into this?
Again, like I'm very, very happy that we managed to get in, guys, and get some great feedback from you. A bit unfortunate. I know some of you were complaining about lags showing up, and that wasn't the case. Like maybe even a week ago, but maybe I'll talk about that a bit later. Yeah, sorry about your minus 2k PNL though. I'm used to this, seeing this myself on my trade. So yeah, I get that.
Yeah, dude, had to call me out right here. Yeah, Tchotchke is not a good trade for me, but it is what it is. We definitely keep it moving. But yeah, let's talk about the platform a little bit. I mean, it works pretty similar where you can type in any address or token that you're trading. It'll pull up the chart and then you can trade within that. So if you want to trade ARC or something, you can pull that up and you can see I have some buy orders in here from a while ago. But I really love with this platform, for those of you who haven't been trading on Padre yet, you can just go ahead on the side here where there's a buy and you can set it up to be a buy dip. And then you can just drag it down the price point that however you see fit. You can type in your SOL amount. So let's say like 0.05. I just topped this up with a small amount for this video or walkthrough. You can create the buy order and then it will be there on the screen. So if the price goes down to this point, you can buy the dip. And similarly with selling, you can set a stop loss if you want it to go down and set it, or you can go ahead and do a take profit, or you can raise the price of the chart and then make sure that you take your full amount of ARC on the way up, and you can set that in. So that's the main thing I've been doing.
One thing to add here is you can also drag on the chart and don't even need to use the slider. Yeah,
Look at that.
exactly.
I had no
So I think
idea.
Photon has like a separate, you need to click something to get that, but yeah, it's the same here.
That's awesome. That's some great alpha just off the bat. But yeah, I mean, these features alone just make me really love using Padre. Because again, I mean, there's no reason not to be using it because we're getting these rewards. And I mean, beyond that, like the user interface is just great. But again, just like, our community, we're always traders. We're always trying to get however much edge we can have. So just the fact that we're getting these points on top of it has been great. But yeah, just the buying dip and taking profit features and having that set up for projects that I've been trading a lot, it's just tremendously helpful to be able to just have that set up. So if I'm sleeping or if I need to step away for a couple hours, I can still buy the dip on a whole arc here. So appreciate that. I wanted to ask you some questions about some of the scanners you had, because I think that's some of the stuff that I'm not as familiar with. I know Padre has a built-in sniping tool. I know there's a lot of stuff that there is in terms of like scouting out the rug potential of a project. Do you think maybe you could walk me through some of that stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, just having some troubles with unmuting, but should be able to Which one you want to start with? Snipers or the data and security stuff?
Let's start with data and security because I know there's a lot of new projects. Let me pop over to Deck Screener, find something that's a little bit newer on the chart so we can try to see it in real time here. So I saw this one earlier, Exodus AI. I think it's nothing crazy, but let's say I wanted to invest in this. So how would I go about sort of using Padre's tool suite to understand what are the potential risks here with the project?
Sure. So from my experience, and I'm also not a very good hunter. I'm sure people in the audience are much better. But on Solana, it's a bit easier in terms of potential for rugs, as the contracts are standardized. So I think if you go to the right and scroll a bit down, yeah, so like obviously what we've seen, and also in tickets, freeze authority has to absolutely be no, and otherwise people created these bots that produce a really bullishly looking charts, and that cyclical dips, etc. And seem like a good entry and obvious win, but very often they just have freeze authority turned on. So the moment you buy, that's it. Yeah, I know the other thing, and that's specific for Solana, which other platform might not have, is the bundles here. So I also learned this from.
I think we might have lost you there, unless it's me. You guys hear me okay?
I think you're muted now. Serenity.
Yeah, sorry
Do
about
you
that.
do you have open mic on? I could probably set that up for you.
Yeah, that would be helpful. I think I set my push to talk to some things to a key that does another thing. So yeah. Anyways, I'll try to monitor that. So yeah, we have the bundles holding, and often the bundles percent going down is somewhat like potentially needs to happen before the token really pumps. Obviously, not a rule in all the cases, but it is definitely correlates with that. I think we were pretty fast at catching. At tracking the bundles right now, it's probably within 1 second of the block popping up on chain. So basically, as fast as anything else you can see on this on the screen.
Serenity, I'm gonna turn on open mic. It might screw with your settings. If you can't talk, you might have to go change something. Let's try it out. Give me a sec. I'm turning it on now. Give it a try.
Okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
let's try now. Thank you.
Perfect. Yeah. Awesome.
Thank you, Jinzo, and welcome back, Serenity. Yeah, so question for you, Serenity, to follow that up here. So I'm seeing here the bundles holding is 0%, but down here the bundle total is 79. So is this saying that there were 79% of the supply bundled and now it's all gone, like all the bundles are out?
Correct. 0% means all bundlers are out, and the total token, it can even be over. Bundle total token can be over 100% because it's just a sum of like supply that was purchased in bundles, and it can just represent it in percentages. So it can be more if bundlers sell and then bundlers buy again. I don't know how important that particular metric is, but here seeing there was only one bundle. Yeah, that's so that was a huge bundle, I assume, if it had like almost 80%.
Yeah, that's crazy that this is all dissipated
maybe.
since then. But that's
Yeah,
super helpful to
maybe.
just have it at a glance because I know, like, personally before Padre with other tools, the process would be like you'd have to go to a bundle checker and then you'd have to sort of look at a bubble map. So the fact that you have all of this in just one place and it's just nice in this pane down here, this is really helpful. So I'm glad to walk through this now. I'm definitely gonna be using this a lot more moving forward.
One thing here that I maybe mentioned because it might be less obvious. So we have this first buyers column, and actually the value is clickable, and it brings up a JIT grid. So this is, you might be familiar. I think GMGN has this, maybe now Bullx, but this is like first buyers, and you can just see how much they are holding, whether they jitted already or not, etc. So I think it was mostly used on EVM chains. I'm not sure how useful it is right now in the trenches, but we have it, and also it's real time, so pretty fast. Sometimes it is helpful. We have also Pro mode, so if you switch the toggle at the top of model, but this is like basically history of the JIT in time. We were really proud when we done this, but I don't think it proved that useful. And it's only useful if the token is new. Otherwise, there just hadn't been any changes recently. So we just see no changes between the columns. But it represents like how it changed over the last 60 blocks or 60 ticks and something like that.
Oh, that's awesome. And I know you just said EVM, so I honestly was unaware that you could trade more than Solana. So you have support for Ethereum as well?
Yeah, so we have Ethereum and Base. Actually, pre-MVHQ, most of our volume was on EVM. And I think you tipped the scale, guys. So thank you for that. You're obviously big Solana fans. And now the markets are very, very different between especially ETH and Solana. So I think we are pretty happy with our ETH support right now, like how limit orders work with like gasless retries. So yeah, if you guys trade ETH, definitely recommend checking it out. Feel like all the competition right now is around Solana, and for good reasons. But there's also money to be made on ETH, and we recently had didn't really have any negative feedback about performance on ETH as opposed to Solana.
Wow, then that's really helpful to know. So could you walk through the process of, setting up a different wallet on the chain and then switching it over? Because I think before I tried to search for a different symbol that was only on the ETH network, and I was having a hard time sort of swapping networks.
Mm-hmm. Sure. So it should be seamless. I think what tends to happen is when you click search, you have selected the chain already, and then it kind of doesn't show the results on other chains. Mm-hmm. So maybe that was it, but it should be shouldn't need any extra action from you. You just need to either paste the contract address that you want, whatever chain it is, and just go from there. Okay. Depending on the token you land on, you will have different wallets to select, so it matches the chain.
So let me give it a go here. I just copied
You can search for Padre.
There we go. Nice. Yeah, I might have just had something out of date there. Okay, awesome. Well, yeah, this is kind of huge, to be honest. And again, I haven't used Padre in just a couple of days here, so happy to be getting back into it. But, I mean, I know a lot of people currently are just getting into the virtual ecosystem, and there's just been a lot of volume over there. So, I mean, the fact that we're now, again, just to tie it all back to the MVHQ partnership with Padre and this campaign of us trying to reach the fabled 30 mil, here you go, guys, right? Like we can use Padre and set up limit orders. It's just going to be super, super useful in terms of trading agents. So I absolutely love that. This is super great.
Yeah, awesome. Glad to hear that.
Okay. So maybe we can get into some of the sniping stuff or some of these automations here in the tabs, because I candidly just don't know too much about it, but I would love to just hear more directly from you guys as to some features we might not know about Padre.
For sure. Yeah, you can just visit automations. I don't know if you have any setup. Yeah, that's okay. So I think the two that are most complete right now is copy trading and migration snipes. So copy trading, again, you can just pick a wallet you want to follow copy trade, either EVM, Solana, and then we have some options. I think Rigby made some changes recently to make it more attractive, and was working with Melon on that. Yours MVP, or most recent MVP, if I recall correctly. So cool. I think it should be very useful at this moment, and not really. The one thing that is still missing is like stop loss. So to open up stop loss automatically after a buy, but we hope to add this very soon. And yeah, you can maybe just click the new automation here.
I gotta get
it's a bit hidden at the moment, but if you can just have a quick look at the creation form and go over some of the new options, and also mention what's coming in the future.
Sure thing. So it looks like here we just copy the trades of the wallet address. So can someone send me Jake's wallet address? No, I'm just kidding. I'll just take Pranksy's here for now. So let's see. We got Pranksy's wallet address here. So I put his wallet address in here. So if I wanted to copy trade this, I put his address in and I'll say the max buy. Is this gonna buy everything that he does?
Right now it's gonna skip currencies like USDC, USDT, so it's only gonna focus on meme coins basically.
You said this is only going to be focusing on. Oh, you're saying like as opposed to NFTs, it would just be coins.
Only coins, and it's gonna skip like stable coins, USDC, USDT, DAI. It's not gonna copy these trades because we assume that that's just not something that you would want to copy, and only meme coins trades would be copied.
Gotcha. So if we switch this over to Solana and it copy traded, this would be pretty much any Solana token at that point.
Yeah, pretty much. Maybe you can actually click on the more options section here above the button and go over some of the more advanced settings that we added recently. So this is right now I realize difficult to discover. We are working with designers to improve this form a bit and also make it clearer, that these options are supported, and maybe give a bit more insight on what to set. But yeah, right now it's just under this more options section. So you can see here that by default, for example, we don't copy cells. We only copy buys with the assumption that you get a notification and then you can decide when you want to close the position. But you can also just switch this to on, and then cells are going to be copied proportionally to the cell that the copied wallet made. So if the copied wallet sells 80% of their position in the token, our copy trade is also going to be 80% of the position. That's how cells work at the moment. And then below that section, we have a few more advanced settings to configure when to buy. So for now, we started with min and max FDV of the token that we want to copy. So for example, if we set min FDV to 100K and the copied wallet buys a token with 50K market cap, we're not going to copy that trade. We have a buy only once option, so that for a given token, we only copy the first buy. And then if copied wallet buys more of that token, we're not going to copy those buys anymore. And a buy percent, which gives us a chance to say what proportion of the copied trade size we want to buy for ourselves. For example, if we set buy percent to 50% and the copied wallet buys for 2 SOL, we're gonna copy for 1 SOL. So this gives us a bit more control on how to enter basically, and I feel like this is a good starting point, and I think this already gives a lot of flexibility in setting up different strategies. But we have a few more ideas that we'd like to incorporate here, but also feel like the form could use some rearranging before it's clear how to use it, and also less overwhelming with all the options being displayed in this format.
Awesome. No, I appreciate it, Rigby. And let me ask you this. So right now it's listed as a percentage. If I'm a trader who wants to buy the same amount every time, right? So like, let's say I'm following Jake's wallet, and again, Jake, just shoot that in the chat whenever you want. Joking. But if we want to buy like 1 SOL every time, I see that there's a max buy feature here. Is there a way to just have it set that like whenever Jake were to buy a project on Solana, we would buy just 1 SOL of whatever he's getting into rather than having it be a percentage of his purchase?
You say regardless of the size of the copy trade, you'd always want to buy for 1 SOL.
Yes.
We don't have that option at the moment, but it's also.
Why would you? Yeah, why would you want that? Because he can then like use this to your advantage if he notices you are copying him. Just buy for a very small size, and then like a forced sandwich, more or less.
Yeah, I was thinking it would more.
No,
if you're
Yeah.
following Pow or someone who's going to be buying, massive sizes, and your bankroll's smaller, and you're thinking, okay, like I just want to buy a small exposure to whatever they're buying. Like I don't think Pow's going to change his size or trip up
Yeah.
for someone buying zero point 0.5 Sol every time. But it might just be useful if you want to like just get a small amount of every project they're getting into.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So
no, of course. I think you can achieve a lot with max buy, but for sure that's an option that
Isn't
Yeah.
that
is valid.
sorry to interrupt? Isn't that kind of? I think what you're asking is kind of what's implemented though. Like you want to do a small percentage almost of what Power's buying up to an upper limit. So you'd set your upper limit at 1 Sol, and then maybe set your percentage at like 10%. So if he buys 10 Sol, you get one. But if he buys 100 Sol, you're still just going to get one. You know?
Yeah, no, that's a great point. I guess as long as you have your upper limit there, that's a great point.
Yeah, that's the feature I actually requested for that sort of reasoning
Yeah.
that you're asking for. So yeah, I think it's really good the way it's set up.
Yeah.
But I mean, you if you had, like someone else was saying a moment ago, if you had like a hard set amount per trade, someone could just be buying dust and then you're buying a Sol. So it would be bad
Yeah,
sizing.
and max
Yeah.
buy isn't optional. You have to have a max buy. Like, we just feel that it's even if you think you don't want that, we feel like you want that, and you can always set it to a very high value. Anyways,
That's a great distinction there. Was that Melanie chimed in? Oh, what's up, dude? Congrats, by the way, bro.
Dude, thank you very much.
What's up? Yeah, dude, it's super awesome, well deserved, and great features. That's a great explanation of why you shouldn't just copy trade full amounts.
Yeah, because you could get nuked.
Dude. Yeah, you saw my tchotchke profit and loss there. I'm not one to be taking feedback from. We got Kook asking a question here. Is there a comparison between Padre's copy trade versus other copy trading platforms?
I think definitely not with our most recent additions, but I think we might, at this point, it might be worth taking a look at from our side, because I think we're pretty happy, and we're seeing more and more people set it up and actually not cancel, but have the strategies running for a long time, which like often proves that it does something well. Yeah, we might actually research that and do a full-on comparison.
Okay, very cool. I definitely appreciate it. And feel free, audience, if you have any other questions, you can just ping in voice hangout chat. I am screen sharing, but I'll see that there's a notification, so I'll take a look over there. You can also just hop off mute if you'd prefer. You can definitely get in here and give any features you'd like to see, questions about existing features we're going over. But this is super helpful. Anything else from your guys' end, Padre team, that is that you wanted to share about these features, or you think that just about covers the copy trade?
Yeah, I think from like the way you set it up, it pretty much covers it. I recommend having a Telegram setup here. If you sign in with Telegram, you have it by default. Otherwise, you need to add it, because we, like Rigby, spent a lot of time polishing the Telegram notification when copy trade happens. And like every time you receive a summary of total spent, like a nice summary of the whole automation or the whole strategy. So if you're playing with this, definitely set up Telegram notifications.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've never personally considered copy trade a part of the game, but it makes so much sense, right? Like I just see in MDHQ chat specifically all day long, people are like, "Pal bought this." So I mean, how great that you could literally just copy him immediately and not have to sit around and be like, "Oh man, I gotta watch chat all day." That's awesome.
Yeah,
Also,
there is.
just to chime in there, like if you did want something that was just alerting you, you could just have your max buy set at absolute dust and just have it. You're sitting there, like when I'm trading, I kind of was using that for a little while as instead of a tracker, because it's generally faster. You just copy trade like 0.01 Sol on all their trades or something, and you can see exactly what they bought straight away. Like
So just to
instantly.
get
It just popped up.
notifications.
Yeah, almost like it's faster than the actual notifications. So I was using that in some sense for some people's wallets, like where I don't want to actually copy trade them, but I want to see their buyers like quickly.
Okay, yeah, we should catch up offline, because I think we have, we might have something better.
Okay,
For you.
perfect. If you want, also while we're on the call, I can show you some of those lag issues I'm having if it's a good time, or we can do it offline as well. But whenever you've got time, it would be good.
I'm always available to, like, if you have an issue, you can just ping me, and I'm like almost always ready to jump on a call.
Oh, yeah, you are very responsive. I will say
think-
that it's great.
Yeah, I think I know what your issue is, but yeah, we can maybe not shame us.
No, I didn't want to. I didn't. That's why I said we can maybe do that offline. But I think it might be my internet at this point, honestly, to some extent.
To be a fly on that wall, huh? Yeah, Melon, if you could just let us know your Solana and ETH address when you get a chance, just for, you know.
You can have my address if you want it, buddy. I don't mind. Just make sure you set that upper limit really high so that I can make use of those copy trades.
Yeah, it's gonna be 3 sol every time.
Yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Okay, very cool. Copy trader, and yeah, just to reiterate, Rigby and Serenity are just super responsive. So if you guys haven't been able to find it, we do have a Padre support thread. They've just been awesome in incorporating feedback from our members, and like that is again just tying this into the partnership we have with them at MVHQ. They're just there pretty much all day long. I've pinged both of them multiple times talking about features that would be nice to see, getting questions answered on how to like solve stuff that I, didn't know was there. So if you have any questions after this AMA that you want to see, or just issues using Padre, feel free to tag either one of them over in the Padre support. They're super responsive and just great to work with. So it's awesome that we have that, and definitely take full advantage of that. But cool. Moving on from copy trade, do you guys want to go over this Pump.fun sniper at all? I again, haven't really used these tools before, so would love to know what the capabilities are here.
Yeah, Rigby, you wanna? I see you unmuted.
Yeah, we can go over that quickly, but just to comment, this one is gonna change soon. Probably next week we're gonna release version 2 of this. So I'll just give you an idea of what's coming in the new version that we discovered was basically missing here. So the idea here is to snipe tokens with a given ticker as soon as they're created on Pump.fun. So let's say you think that someone is going to create a token with the name Pepe. You want to set up snipe for 1 Solana as soon as a token with that name is created, and you can basically achieve that here. And this is what this very basic setup allows you to do. But what we discovered recently is that you need some more control on, for example, the creator of that token, or the size of the creator's buy in that token, and basically some more advanced configuration to make this snipe more practical, and also to protect yourself from like fake tokens or copy tokens being created as soon as there is some new meta in the space. So this is what this new sniper is going to address, and it's going to incorporate things like a minimum number of tokens created by this deployer, or maximum number of tokens created, minimum initial buy by the creator, and it's also going to give you an option to not give a list of exact tickers that you want to snipe, but also just key phrases that you want included in the ticker. So basically an option to specify a substring, and every token that contains this substring and satisfies the remaining criteria will be sniped by the automation. So this is coming next week most likely, and then we're gonna add some exit strategies to that. So there's gonna be an option to buy for a specific amount and then set up a stop loss take profit with some predefined parameters.
Oh, that's awesome. That's super cool. Any questions from the audience about the Pump.fun sniper here? And keep in mind, just to emphasize what Rigby said, that they're going to be revamping this feature here in a couple days to a week. So I'm sure a lot's going to change. So maybe there's not like a whole lot to ask at this point. But if there are any questions just relating to the copy trade or Pump.fun, now's a great time. Once again, you can just tag me in voice hangout chat. I have a visual on it, so I will relay anything I see. Otherwise, we'll keep it pushing. Alrighty. Cool. So I know other than that, you guys have some really cool views of the trenches, and I wanted to share this for people who might not have been aware. This to me was just so awesome, and like it, you guys are going to absolutely the NFT nerds team without a doubt. This is just like a great walk down memory lane in terms of UI. So I just love like Pump Fun for me is just so overwhelming because everything moves so quickly. I absolutely love this almost bonded tab and then recently bonded because I feel like that's kind of the key thing that people are looking for is like what's about to go and then what's there. So I just kind of wanted to highlight this. If there's anything else you want to tell us about this field here or just kind of this pane of trenches, maybe there's some features that I'm missing, but just to shout it out for people who didn't know this was here, it's super useful if you're someone who's in the trenches a lot. So definitely shout out to you guys for just such a sleek user interface. It's awesome.
Yeah, I think there are some stats that we were happy we managed to add and we think are very useful. Like especially like obviously you guys probably are aware that competition is fierce, and this view is offered by many players in the space. So I think what we have here, we have the avatar reuse. So on some of those you see the exclamation mark in the top right hand corner of an avatar, which means that this avatar was used in another token before. And then we also show bundles and here and the buy tip, total tips spent on buys. When we first released that, it was just like very easy to differentiate botted tokens because they wouldn't spend on tips. And very often, if something is heavily tipped, it's worth getting into. Or again, maybe I'm speaking to like with too much confidence, but it's often an indicator that's worth taking a look at.
That's like actual serious alpha there. Really appreciate that. I had no idea. But that's great. So if you see this exclamation point, the avatar has been reused as a token. So potential rug threat. You got the bundles right there at a glance. And then
And
you can
yeah,
see
the
how much
buy tips here.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and
That's really, really useful.
maybe the last thing that the filters that you set here, you can save them and for later use. So if you have like a 2 or 3 favorite filter sets, you can save them and then just quickly switch between the filters that you have set.
Wow. That's awesome. I really appreciate it, guys. I mean, like I said, I've poked around in Padre and have definitely traded some stuff, but I didn't realize the intricacy of the platform. So this is super helpful. Cool. Well, any other features, Rigby, Serenity, stuff that you think we should know? I feel like we definitely touched on the basics of the platform, and I just appreciate again, you guys taking the time to showcase those features because I wasn't aware of a lot of them. But anything else that I might have been missing on the platform that you think differentiates Padre or just like something really cool on the platform that we might not know about?
I think, yeah, I don't want to like also bore you too much. I think we also really like. I know some people don't want to complain when they see something not working as it does or something performing a bit not to their expectations. But I very very much encourage and ask for being upfront about it and just letting me know or letting Rigby know that something is too slow. It really does help us. We've been lucky to get some like increase in traffic in the last 2 weeks, and we are trying to address these lags as they show up, but very often not everything shows up, and we miss something. So it helps us a lot when you guys let us know. So yeah, please don't. Yeah, just
Okay.
let us know if something is slow or you don't like it. Like don't hesitate and don't feel bad.
Quite possibly the healthiest communication style we've ever seen in crypto. So, I mean, Rigby, hats off to you. You must be just amazing in all of your relationships that you have with such open and constructive communication. That's awesome.
That was Serenity.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, see,
Yeah, no worries.
I will take it.
Just remember that person is one of the founders of Padre, and
Dude,
Let's hope it works for the brand.
I'll never make the mistake again. I'm just screen sharing here, so I had to go off voice, but no, I really appreciate it. I'll pass it over to the audience one more time. If you guys have any questions, just throw them in voice hangout chat. Oh, here we go, Jinzo. Jinzo asked, could you talk a little bit about the growth of the platform if it's not too private, as in how many Solana users you have? And feel free if that's something you don't want to disclose. I know I just spoke so much about open communication, but absolutely no pressure if you don't want to disclose that. But if you are willing to, I guess that'd be cool to know how many users you guys have.
Yeah, we can share some stuff, and we're planning to have an open tune dashboard, like hopefully in January. I think for a long time we felt that the platform is more mature than the usage it has, so we were kind of not wanting to show the usage because it just felt underwhelming. But I think at this point we can risk it, so we're like probably have around 400 daily active traders on Solana. So that's probably like 1% of Photon at this point, or maybe, yeah, I think around that in terms of size. So still really small compared to the big guys. But we've seen very good growth last 2 weeks. And probably at the point where we again need to change infrastructure a bit to prepare for that. And I've been doing a lot of marketing myself and trying to push this, and had a lot, like very good learnings about things that work and don't work. So also been maybe not platform growth, but definitely growth from my perspective as to like learning how to approach this scene and this market. So hope we'll be able to grow even more, like especially with the rewards you guys will have. I'm trying to create a scenario when our growth and our success also reflects on your success to some extent, with the rewards pool being I feel very big, and a big bet from our side on you guys.
Well said, and just absolute chads. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate that. Just the transparency there, and yeah, I mean, it's been awesome watching Padre come together and grow. And we likewise we appreciate you just being so candid with us and being so receptive to the feedback. So really appreciate it. Quick one-off question for you: how did you guys arrive at the name Padre?
So I'm not very happy with it, and I think we are just not happy with it, but it's just too expensive to change right now. Meta changes very quickly, and I think this was like the absolute bottom of bear when we kind of accepted that NFTs are not really there anymore, and we need to do something else. And we were just experimenting with what could be a good, like a brand that
I
could
like
be like.
Padre, to be honest. It's a little play on the word compadre, isn't it? Like your trading friend or buddy. I kind of like it myself. For what it's worth.
Now you made me dislike it a bit less. So now I like it more. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and I think it wasn't even us. It was like one of our like marketing contractors at that time that came up with it. And we were just too tired of looking for a name. So we agreed, and yeah.
I love the compadre. Nobody thought of that. Not even them, bro. You just gave everybody the best idea.
I'm sorry, I thought that's what it was from.
But this is amazing. It's very likely we will use that for some.
No, Melon, that's exactly where it's from, bro. That's exactly where it's from. What do you mean?
That's it. That's exactly what it was. We planned it all out.
Nice.
We're gonna shout from the MVHQ founder Jake, who's in here. Jake's still waiting on that wallet address, but yeah, he likes the name as well. So yeah, I like Padre too. I think it's slick.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. That's that helps.
Thank you, Jake. I didn't see that, dude. Appreciate that. All right. Well, any other last minute questions from the audience here? If not, we'll let you guys go and enjoy the rest of your days. But just really, once again, guys, want to thank you just for taking the time to have this AMA. Again, for taking the time to have this partnership and just answer all of our questions. And one more time to shout it out. If you have any questions about Padre, you can just scroll to the top of MVHQ. We have a Padre feedback support channel. Feel free to ask in voice hangout if you can't find it for whatever reason, but you can pop in there, talk to the Padre team. And if you haven't yet, set up a wallet on Padre for Ethereum, for Solana, for Base, and start trading on over there. We have a collective MVHQ challenge to reach 30 million in trade volume. And then we will receive a portion of Padre token solely for the MVHQ community. So that offer is only good for people who are MVHQ members. So it's one of those things, guys. It's just an early partnership, but it's an absolute cook. And you can just tell the devs are super sincere, down to earth, and they really are building something cool here. So just once again, Serenity, Rigby, thank you guys so much for taking the time. Thank you everybody for listening, and feel free. Like, we have them here in Discord with us for the next couple of weeks, so take full advantage of it and get out there. Happy trading.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. It was it's really a blast so far with you. Thank you.
Thank you both.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Happy Friday, everybody. We'll catch you next time.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Cheers.